What if I told you one of the greatest Tour de France champions wasn't just racing bikes? He was racing against the Nazis. Meet Gino Bartali. By 1940, this Italian cycling legend had already conquered the Tour de France and dominated the Giro d'Italia. He was a household name, a national hero. But when Nazi Germany occupied Italy, Bartali discovered his greatest race wasn't on any track. Here's where it gets brilliant. While other resistance fighters hid in shadows, Bartali hid in plain sight. He'd roll up to Nazi checkpoints on his racing bike, sweating and breathing hard like he'd been training for hours. The guards would wave him through with barely a glance. After all, he was just a famous cyclist doing what famous cyclists do, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Inside his bicycle frame and handlebars, Bartali smuggled forged identity papers and documents that would save Jewish lives. He'd pedal hundreds of miles across Nazi-controlled territory, carrying hope disguised as training equipment. The Nazis were literally helping him transport the very documents that would undermine their regime. Let's be clear about the stakes here. If caught, Bartali wouldn't face prison or a fine. He'd be executed on the spot. No trial, no second chances. Yet he kept riding, kept risking everything. But Bartali's heroism went beyond these covert cycling missions. He transformed his own home into a sanctuary, hiding Jewish families in his cellar. While neighbors slept, he sheltered people whose only crime was existing in Nazi-occupied Europe. Bartali lived by a simple philosophy that defined his wartime actions. Good is something you do, not something you talk about. Some medals are pinned on your soul, not on your jacket. And he meant it. For decades after the war, Bartali never spoke about his resistance activities. He deflected questions, changed subjects, kept his secrets locked away. It wasn't until 2013, years after his death, that Yad Vashem finally recognized him as righteous among the nations. By then, historians estimated he'd saved hundreds of lives. Think about the beautiful irony here. Nazi soldiers would see Italy's cycling champion approaching their checkpoints and probably felt proud to witness greatness in action. They'd admire his dedication, maybe even ask for autographs. Meanwhile, Bartali was systematically dismantling their genocidal machine, one pedal stroke at a time. The Nazis thought he was training for his next race. But the truth is, Gino Bartali was training for history. And he won. This is the badass true story of the cyclist who turned every ride into a rescue mission and saved hundreds of lives while the world thought he was just exercising.